I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, February the 11th, 2016. Two 14-year-old Palestinian girls who attacked an Israeli security guard last week were indicted today. The girls, if you recall, stabbed the guard near the central bus station, lightly injuring him in the central Israeli town of Ramleh. They were indicted on charges of attempted murder, conspiracy to commit a crime, and possession of a knife. The indictment states that the teens had hopes of becoming martyrs and were said to have been influenced by the deadly terror attack a day before at the Damascus Gate in Jerusalem, which claimed the life of 19-year-old Israeli border policewoman Hadar Cohen. Israel police arrested a 40-year-old Israeli man yesterday for allegedly throwing an axe at a Palestinian vehicle. The vehicle, a truck, was traveling between the Palestinian town of Azun and the Jewish settlement of Karnei Shomron in the West Bank. There were no injuries in the incident, but the windshield of the truck was shattered. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu addressed the status of a two-state solution at the Knesset yesterday at a special debate held on the issue. Netanyahu said that at the present time, Israel had no choice but to continue its control of the West Bank. He said the Palestinians have not met the basic requirements outlined by the government for a final peace agreement, namely that Palestinians recognize Israel as a Jewish state and agree to a demilitarized Palestinian state. The trial of former SS guard Reinhold Hanning began today in Detmold, Germany. We've been reporting to you about Hanning, one of several former Nazis now facing charges for the time they worked at Auschwitz. Hanning stands accused of being an accessory to the murder of at least 170,000 people at the death camp. Prosecutors said Hanning voluntarily joined the SS at the age of 18 and at the age of 20 was transferred to Auschwitz, where he served from 1942 to 1944. In addition to the charges brought by the prosecutor's office, there are also 38 plaintiffs from Hungary, Israel, Canada, the UK, the US, and Germany jointly bringing the charges, and a number of survivors of Auschwitz will take the stand. While Hanning admits he was a guard at the camp, he maintains he had nothing to do with the mass murders there. A delegation of the Conference of Presidents of Major American Jewish Organizations met today in Cairo with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. Issues discussed at the two-hour meeting included U.S.-Egyptian and Israeli-Egyptian relations, as well as regional threats. The visit in Egypt follows the delegation's visit in Turkey and meeting with its president, Tayyip Erdogan, earlier this week. This Sunday, the conference's leaders, Chairman Stephen Greenberg and Executive Vice Chairman CEO Malcolm Hoenlein, will hold an on-the-record briefing in Jerusalem to discuss the meetings with the Egyptian and Turkish leaders, as well as address issues facing the American Jewish community today. Sunday the 14th begins the conference's leadership mission to Israel, which will conclude on the 18th. Israeli and American scientists have signed a partnership that will help advance medical breakthroughs in the area of stem cell research. The deal will provide funding for institutions from both California and Israel. It was facilitated by the IAC, the Israeli-American Council. Israel's Science and Technology Minister Ophir Akunis signed the agreement on Monday between his ministry and the California Institute for Regenerative Medicine. He said the partnership is the, quote, sharpest response to all the foolish initiatives to make academics boycott Israel, including here in California. Chairman of the IAC, Adam Milstein, said the organization is, quote, excited by the opportunity to promote one of the most pressing issues facing humanity and strengthen the bond between the people of Israel and the American people. The Union for Reform Judaism announced a new fellowship to strengthen its engagement with young Jewish men and women. The 12-month program will focus on strengthening congregations, hospitality efforts, and tikkun olam, social justice efforts across the U.S. The first fellow was named as 21-year-old Evan Traylor, a former president of NIFTY, the Reform Jewish Youth Movement, and a student member of Hillel International's board of directors. He is also a trustee on the URJ's North American board. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS, Thursday, February the 11th. At 7:30, editor and publisher of the Jewish Week, Gary Rosenblatt, discusses the challenges facing the Jewish community today. And some special programming tonight in honor of President's Day. At 8 o'clock, a look at the significance of George Washington's famous letter to the Jews of Newport, Rhode Island in 1790. And at 9 o'clock, Avichai Foundation Executive Director for North America, Yossi Prager, reviews the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln and discusses the Jewish tradition's notion of God's role in human events with Mark Golub on L'chaim. Then at 10, political consultant John Martilla talks about the findings of a survey of American prejudice from the ADL's 100th anniversary conference. Later at 10:30, it's episode 5 of From Date to Mate. And by the way, coming up this Sunday, Valentine's Day, catch all episodes of the original JBS series in a From Date to Mate marathon beginning at 1 p.m. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, Election 2016 focuses on the aftermath of the New Hampshire primaries with Dr. Martin Cohen of James Madison University, who addresses the implications of the victories of Senator Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump for future elections. That's with Mark Golub. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, February the 11th, 2016. I'm Teisha Bader.